The early days of the internet can be a spooky place for a kid. From scary shit like that car video to prank games that teenagers would use to scare the shit out of their younger siblings and parents. But those were kind of like jump scares, temporary and fleeting. Around 2003, I was shown an unusually spooky game by a childhood friend of mine. And I haven't quite been able to stop thinking about this game for almost 20 years now. It's an eerie game with very strange music, very creepy visuals, and a very, very difficult task. This game is called Zest Online Riddles, or Riddle Hell. It kind of depends where you look. So what I thought I would do here is just go through the first couple of riddles on here, and some people are going to say, oh, that's cheating, let people figure it out. And the thing is the answers are out there, but I thought I would just give a rundown of this game because I haven't really seen anybody do that yet. So let's get after it. So this is the starting page. This is where you click to go to the actual riddle game itself. This will explain a little bit about the riddles. It says, Zest Riddle is a psychedelic online adventure made of 101 riddles. It has gripped the souls of thousands of jaywalkers over the last years. Join them or leave while you still can. So this game basically, it's extremely time consuming, as it says here. This is a very old game, so a lot of this is not as useful as it was probably back in the day. So let's take a look at this. There's general hints, which we'll go ahead and open in a new tab, just so we can go to the general hints as we need them. I mean, man, oh man, look how creepy this opening page is already. Alright, let's get started on riddle number 1. Riddle 1. It says, too dark to see a thing. So we have this image here, and part of the Zest Riddle game is to, there's a couple of things actually. So I'll post a link in the description to all the different softwares I use. They're all free. And basically the game involves, messing with the image, the brightness, the saturation, things like that. It involves looking into the page's source code, which you do by right-clicking and go to view page source. And this is what we have. So it shows us the title here. This is HTML, so if you don't know HTML, I recommend finding a friend who does, or, Code Academy is always there. So if we look in this, for Riddle 1, it says, too dark to see a thing. So let's just adjust the image, because if we look at the image, it is very dark. So let's copy it, go to our photo editor, paste the photo, and just for the sake of it, I'm going to mute the desktop audio because the music is not as important in this one, but the music is important for some of the riddles. They tell you that in the instructions. I have this personal belief that it is to distract you somewhat, creep you out, but we're not going to be scared. It's just a riddle game. So we go to our image manipulator. Let's make this a little bit larger so we can see. And remember, the source code told us too dark to see a thing. Every adventure requires the first step. Trite but true, even here. Who are you? Creepy, as you realize the great evil lurks in the darkness of the hole, and the voices inside your head seem to tell you to come closer. Who are you? So that's what it says. So let's look past all the scary bullshit and get into the actual thing. Too dark to see a thing. It tells us that there. It tells us that here. So I am assuming that this is going to relate to the darkness of the image, like I said. So we go to our photo editor. Let's adjust the brightness. And here, if you look, we can zoom in a little deeper. We see the word deep. So let's try that for our first answer. And for the sake of this, I am not showing the URL of the computer, but you type it in right next to the .htm. So where it says the word 1, let's type the word deep. And voila, we have solved riddle number 1. Riddle number 2. So this one says, 2 can be as bad as 1. It's the loneliest number since the number 1. The steps are steep. Your fate will weep. The terrific truth is better to not be revealed. So, once again, let's look into the image source code. So you think you're deep enough. That's what it says. And I do not see that anywhere here, so I'm assuming that's important. 2 can be as bad as 1. Yeah, this is what we read earlier. And here we have a comment in HTML. And this says, what is the title? So if we go up to the title, it says, so you think you're deep enough. Well, logically, if the first answer to the first puzzle was deep, and they're asking if we're deep enough, I assume you can go deeper. So let's add the letters ER to the end of deep in our URL and see if that works. And voila, riddle number 3. So riddle number 3 goes ahead and tells us, source code is a hintful place. Reject only your ignorance and you may survive. And I believe by that they're telling you that if you don't know how to read code, just give it a look, because it can be a lot easier than we originally, think. Once we get in there, the hints can be really good. So where am I? The step was taken. For now, you were doomed. There's no escape. Okay, so we have this very creepy image here, and it says Oz. I see the word. Do I see any other words? I see the word opening. But first, not to get distracted, let's look at the source code of this page, because that's what it tells us to do here. So I'm assuming that it's not going to lie to us on the third riddle. So we look again at the title, just because the last riddle, that was very important. The title is called Oz. Things in Oz are strange and beautiful, but Dorothy just wants to get back home. Okay, so that's creepy. The source code is a hintful place. Reject only your ignorance. We read that. Let's go down here. Where am I? Step was taken. Things in Oz are strange and beautiful, but Dorothy just wants to get back home. So let's look at the image, because the word thing is all capital. So let's see if that has anything to do with the image. All right, thing. I see the word thing there. Okay, so that's a possible answer. But let's check one more time. Things in Oz are strange and beautiful, but Dorothy just wants to get back home. So, things in Oz. Things in Oz. So Oz is here. Let's look at the image. We've looked in the source code. We've looked at this. We've noticed the word Oz is standing out. Well, let's see what we can get Oz to look like on a different photo. Or pardon me, a different photo editing app. Okay, so the brightness is all the way up. Let's turn the brightness down. Oz stands out. But I'm liking this. I can see the words much better here with it brighter. So let's turn up the exposure and see what happens. Ooh, look at that. That's much easier to see. I think I see it, guys. Okay. So, things in Oz. So, Oz is here. Things. Okay, so what we should do here, I think this is telling us something. Okay, yeah, I think we have to connect the dots here. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw. Okay, so on this image, if we look very carefully, I think I see a pattern here. So if we, I will use the color purple here to help stand out. If we look at the words here very carefully, I believe we have a pattern. So what we will do is very smallly trace this pattern. So here, J U S T, so just, T Y P E N-O-T-H-I-N-G. Interesting. So just type nothing. So let's go to the riddle, go to the source code, and where it says deeper, which is the password or riddle answer, let's type the word nothing. And boom, we are now on riddle 4. So this says, if you take a closer look, you might even be able to hear his voice. So this is a very creepy one. This is one of the ones I remember from being a child. So let's look at this immediately because it tells us to. Oops. Okay, so this one, first let's flip the image. Number 4. Okay, and I wish we could mirror this, but I don't know if my software can actually do that, but I think we should be okay. So what we're going to do here is zoom in, because it told us to take a closer look. OMG, is the face screaming? Is there a face? Oh my god, is there a face screaming? I don't know. Ooh, oh, look at that. That is a face. And it looks like it's saying something. Yes. And if we flip the image, I believe we will see the words "help me," which I can only assume is the answer to the riddle. And voila, we are on riddle number 5. And this is where I will leave you with your own journey in Zest Online Riddles, one of the creepiest games ever made.
Last time on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Get down! And now, the conclusion.
Computer, pause recording.
Captain.
Computer, pause playback.